Hey guys, I would like to talk about a new service that IUP released this semester called the Virtual Computer Lab. And just for future reference, I will be using IUP through the rest of this tutorial, but it also stands for Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Now to save time, I've already gone to the IT Support Services website of IUP. Now to get started, the first thing you're going to want to do is go down to the most popular services, and you notice that the Virtual Computer Lab VCL is right on top. Click on it. Now when you get to this screen, you'll have two choices: getting started with the Virtual Computer Lab and printing with the Virtual Computer Lab. For the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to click Getting Started. Now my download prompt popped up and asked if I wanted to run or save this file. For the purposes of this, since it's a PDF file, I'm going to just run it. But if you want to save it for later, then by all means save it. Okay, now as you can see, we have a PDF here labeled "What is VCL?", what is required to run it, and what applications are available to you. This gives a tip about saving files and some screenshots, as well as printing and session timeouts. You're going to want to read these at some point down the road before you get in over your head. Now this may trip up some people. It says, how do I access the VCL? Now if you're running a Mac, it's easy. You just click this one. But if you're running a Windows computer, you're going to need to know whether you are running the 64-bit or the 32-bit version. There are a couple of ways to do this. On most Windows computers, you can hold down the Windows key and press pause. That will bring up some information. And as you can see here, I'm running Windows 8, the Pro Edition, and it gives my processor information. This is the one you want to look at, system type. You see here I'm running a 64-bit operating system. Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows Vista will have the similar setup. So now we're going to go back to that file, and we're going to select Windows Operating System 64-bit. Now Windows 8 is the only time you'll see this, but if you're running a Windows 8 computer, when this screen comes up, click yes, because we're going to be switching to Internet Explorer for the rest of this. Now this is the prompt that you're going to want to enter your IUP user ID and password. You will not be able to even download the software unless you do. So for my case, we're going to enter mine, and make sure that when you enter your ID, you do this first. IUP, sorry, forgot I already hit my caps lock. IUP MSD /. Make sure you pick the slash that's going the way as it shows here. And then you're going to want to enter your 4 letters, which in my case is this. Make sure you undo your caps lock here and enter your password. Click OK. Now, depending on what type of computer you're using and what type of server you're on, you may get slowed down here. For the purposes of my demonstration, I'm just going to run it. If you want to save this download for later in your downloads folder or the place where you have your downloads defaulted, then by all means click save. And now you see we're brought back here, and I've got the user account control prompt. Of course, you're going to want to click yes or allow depending on which version of Windows you're running. What we're installing is the Windows VMware View client. This is what we're going to be using to access the virtual lab. Now you notice it says preparing down here. I'm going to enable that toolbar just to give me some more real estate. And I'm going to minimize Internet Explorer for a second. Now, to avoid confusion for people, I've got my Dragon bar up here for my Dragon Naturally Speaking. You won't have this when you're running the software on your own computer. Unless, of course, you have Dragon installed. Accept the license agreement, of course. Just take the default options. The tutorial on the PDF will tell you to do the same anyway. This is your typical Windows install screen, so nothing to be concerned with. The time it takes for you to install it may vary on basis of your computer and the type of programs you already have running at this point. I've reformatted this computer since the other day, so it's pretty clean. But for some reason it's taking a little longer than usual to install. It could be the way I have this computer set up, but your mileage will vary. I will come back when it's done. Okay, and here we are back at our screen. As you can see, it says installation complete. Now it says you must restart the system for the configuration to take effect. Because I've got other things going on here, I'm not going to do that, but instead I will go back to the PDF to show you the rest of the steps. Now once the program has been completely reinstalled, you're going to want to bring it up and go to this screen, VMware View Client, and you're going to want to enter the command it shows here in the window. This is the server that the lab is hosted on, vcl.iup.edu. On this next screen, you're going to want to enter your 4 letters for your username, like this example here, except you would use your 4 letters and your password. Then once you do that, you're going to want to just click Connect on this window that appears. When you do that, you'll get a message that it's preparing the desktop, and you will be thrown into a desktop environment similar to the computer labs that are in various areas of the campus. Once you're logged in, you'll have access to all the IUP software that are on the computer labs as though you were physically there. I appreciate the time you took to watch this tutorial, and have a great one.